So if you tend to always squat with a more upright torso position, that's my more natural position, you're gonna be recruiting more of the quads and kind of neglecting the glutes and hamstrings. So as long as you're not competing, it makes sense to switch it up so you're training all the muscles in the legs, not just the ones that you're used to. Okay, quick one today because it's Sunday night and I am tired. But just gonna talk really quickly about how your torso position can influence which muscles you're using in your legs. This is pretty well known amongst powerlifting and Olympic lifting circles, just because powerlifters, they tend to go with more of a chest down, low bar, back squat position. That torso position tends to be hinged over more, versus Olympic lifters who need to receive weight in front of their body, they tend to be more upright with the torso. But just because you're not an Olympic lifter or power lifter doesn't mean you can't take advantage of this knowledge. So just jumping right into it, if you keep your torso more upright in a squat, doesn't matter what kind, air squat, barbell squat, whatever kind of squat you're doing, if your torso is more upright, you're going to be using more of your quads. If you hinge the torso over more, you're going to be more in the posterior chain, glutes and hamstrings firing out of the bottom. Glutes and hamstrings, they're just stronger than quads, so a lot of power lifters, they tend to use kind of a low bar position, which tends to be that more hinged over position, versus Olympic lifters who tend to keep the torso more upright. For the most part, I try to explain this to people when they're doing high rep air squats, because if you, whatever your natural position is, whether it's more upright or hinged over, you're gonna fatigue those muscles first. So if you just change your position, say you're doing 100 air squats and you're kind of fatigued at 50, change your torso position. It's not gonna make it easier, but you will be recruiting different muscles. So if you tend to always squat with a more upright torso position, that's my more natural position, you're gonna be recruiting more of the quads and kind of neglecting the glutes and hamstrings. So as long as you're not competing, it makes sense to switch it up so you're training all the muscles in the legs, not just the ones that you're used to. Most people tend to fall into one of those two camps. People just tend to be more upright with their squat, other people tend to hinge themselves over more. So just keep that in mind next time you're doing a lot of squats, or if you are kind of more of a serious lifter, if you tend to be kind of in a low bar position, that hinged over position, try doing some more upright squats. Go to that high bar position, especially if you're hitting a plateau. That'll help increase your quad strength and that'll help fire you up out of the bottom. But next time you're doing squats, see what position is most natural for you. Just do a handful of air squats, do them in front of a mirror, see where you tend to land on that spectrum, and then switch it up occasionally just so you hit all the muscles in the legs.